Oh, I was kind of looking. He said drive safe, and then his lips kept moving, and I didn't hear what he said.
Cliffhanger.
Hopefully, it was something really awesome. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our post show. Thanks for joining us as we sit around in our orange chairs. We talk about everything that we just experienced here in our service. Guys, thank you for being here. I got Layla and Gary and Austin with me. Let's check in. How's everybody doing?
Really good. Really doing, feeling a lot of gratitude these days. So doing well.
Awesome.
Good. Agree. It's been a minute since I've been here, so I feel extra excited to be here today because it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, no, doing really good as always. It's extra warm in here, which actually works out pretty well because it's super cold outside. I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt that I wear every single week, and this is like the one place in the church where it's like, yeah, no, this is fitting to be able to wear it. So I'm good today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you can't feel it as you're watching it, but this is the only interior room that has been heavily insulated for sound purposes. But what that means is, as the heat kicks on, it does not leave. It's kind of a sauna in here. So you're the only smart one right now wearing short sleeves.
Yeah. Also, in addition to your Hawaiian shirt, your cactus on your hat. That's a cactus, right?
No, it's a pickle.
It's a pickle.
Los Pepinillos Picantes del Norte.
But it's on fire, so it's just, the heat.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
It's you.
It is. Okay, we've got a lot that we can talk about. I kind of want to let you guys help dictate where this conversation is going to go. Really, there's so much that is happening here at Connections over last week's announcement of Dave transitioning into founding pastor, and then this week's announcement of Perry being the candidate to replace him as lead pastor. There's so much that we can talk about. So I do kind of want to spend most of our time on that. I want to just check in on those first couple points that Dave made. I want to just kind of refresh us on what God had prompted in Dave's heart as leading up to this kind of, and that's his points today were trust in the one unfailing thing, God. And I just want to take a moment, what's a time in your life where you have realized God truly is unfailing, that you can depend on him and count on him for anything, that he is always there? Does anybody have any amazing little short story they want to share?
I do.
Go for it.
So in my youth, which I've exited my youth, if you can't tell, but in my youth, I made youthful decisions, and I rode a motorcycle from the time I was 17 till I was 35. And one particular trip, we were going camping with some friends, and it was a long way up north, and it was real slow and boring. And when we got up there, I threw everything off my bike, and I said to my buddy, let's go for a ride. And I went flying down the road on roads I didn't know. It's up north, so it's hilly, and my speedometer's buried at 85, and I get to the top of the hill, and there's a right angle turn there that I didn't know about. And I knew I wasn't going to make that turn. And I said, okay. And I just let God take over. And the interesting thing was when my front of my bike hit the ditch, and I got flipped into the air, and I'm flying through the air, belly down, the words came to me, don't put your arms out because you'll break them. So I tucked my hands up behind me and tilted my head to the side and went through a whole bunch of brush and sticks and everything, and I came out without a scratch.
What?
And my bike was wrecked, but God spoke to me. And when he speaks to you, that in that situation, boy, it really cements your trust.
Yeah, for sure.
It was amazing.
I'm hot again, getting hotter. It's so hot in here. I told you guys we can't have these conversations.
Yeah.
That is such a powerful story. Makes
It was
me
so
sweat
clear.
and gives me goosebumps.
Don't put your hands out because you'll break them. It wasn't me thinking I shouldn't put my hands out. It was me being told, don't put your hands out. You don't put your arms out because you'll break them. And it just tucked them behind me. Not a scratch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's so cool when God comes and shows up in those moments when we need him the most, and it's that audible voice. It's like I heard directly from him.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate that we as humans forget to have that same kind of connection and that same reliability in the times when everything's good, right?
Right.
Seems like it's in those hardest of times or the worst of times that we reach out, and God is always there. He's always going to love us. He's always going to be there. Man, I wish we could, in the best of times, we could be like, God, you are still there and you're still good. Like we just forget sometimes.
Yep.
Okay, we're kind of flying through this because I want to get to answer all of your questions because I'm sure you guys have questions. We're gonna get through all these points Dave had because I think they're really important. The second point that he brought up today was courageously pursue the mission. And I want to talk a little bit about maybe an experience you had when it took courage to stay on the mission of God. Maybe it was to spread the gospel. Maybe it was to share with a friend. Maybe it was something that you had to use courage for to stay on the mission God had called you on. Is there something that you guys comes to your mind?
I'll share mine. I'm seriously going to pass out because this is scary to say. It's so hot in here. This is scary because I'm saying this in front of you, but I feel like I have to lean into this every Sunday showing up for the pre-show and the post-show. Not because I don't have fun, but because it's hard. And I have a lot of anxiety and I overthink just about everything. And I have negative self-talk and I'm like, I'm not good enough for this. I don't know why I haven't gotten fired yet. And so it's something that I try really hard to shut off my personal thoughts. And I do have a lot of prayers and conversation with God on if this isn't what I'm supposed to do, whether it's supposed to be something else or I'm supposed to continue on like that, he will make that path change. And here we are. It ain't changing. So, and again, it's like, it's not because I don't enjoy it. I have so much fun, but it is, it's hard to put yourself out there. And that's my thing. And I told you from day one, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it as me. I don't know how to be anything else than me. So if you're asking for me to be here, you're going to get a weird Layla, right?
Which is exactly what we want, right? We don't want a watered down or a tempered version or an altered version. We genuinely want these conversations. Everything about how we present ourselves need to be authentically us, right? It needs to be real, and that means there's going to be times where, man, we stick our foot in our mouth and we mess up and we fail. And I remember growing up and having this image of the church and the leadership and the pastors and the Sunday school teachers and whoever it was, and it was always presented in a way where it was like you have to be flawless.
Yeah, immaculate.
Immaculate, that's right. And it created such a chasm between me, how I felt, and what I was seeing other people. Yeah. And it felt unobtainable and unreachable. And hopefully for everybody at home, everybody who's watching, everybody who's come to Connections, you understand you're gonna get us. You're gonna get us however we are. And however you are is perfect. It's just how you're supposed to be. And you got to come here because it's not up to us to change you or to guide you. Like the Holy Spirit, that's his job. His job is to convict you and to move you and to change you. And it's hard when we have so much of that negative self-talk and the courage that it takes to continue to step out and say, God, there's a mission that you've called me to, and I have to do it.
Making me emotional. It's making me emotional because it's like the part where you said that we want people as who they are. Like, I feel that here.
Yeah. In this church, you mean?
Yeah.
In this church?
Yeah,
I do too.
I think it, and I hope online presence
huge.
feels it.
It is huge. People do not want to live in the Facebook world.
Yeah.
People want to be free, to be who they are. And I think we are such a welcoming church, and that is part of our appeal.
Yeah.
Right.
I just love it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep going because we will run out of time before we even get to what the third point that Dave brought up today was intentionally build the right kind of legacy, and this the more I age, and the more my kids age, and the more that I understand the scope of life, Man, this hits a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary, I'm going to turn to you.
I can understand why. With that lead in.
We could potentially get Austin. Austin's the
Yeah.
youngest one here. We could
Yeah.
maybe get his perspective. But Gary, talk to us just real briefly on how you found how important it is for you to find that intentionality in setting up a legacy for people to come after you to continue following God's path.
Yeah, intentionality. That's the word I want to focus on is intentionality. Because I think, well, I've come to believe that all the things that you don't want to happen automatically, and all the things that you want to happen, you have to work for. I've come to believe that. And what I really want, Jesus said, unless you come to me as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And I think about my grandchildren, and when we see each other, they run and they jump in my arms and they feel loved and they feel that they're 100% themselves, right? And I think that's what Jesus is saying to me is run and jump in my arms and feel loved and know that you can just be you. And that's what I'm looking for with basically not the running and jumping in the arms part, but I want people to feel that they can be themselves with me.
Yeah.
And neither one of us is perfect, and neither one of us is really designed. I mean, we're designed for to be with Jesus, but in this life, it's not going to happen. We're not going to achieve perfection. So don't try to achieve perfection, but try to grow closer to Jesus.
Yeah, and I think there is a really powerful message that was kind of like the sentence that Dave had in there. That was our goal of what we should be isn't based off of what we leave behind. It is the people that come to know Christ through our impact in life. And for me, on a perspective of looking forward of what's to come for my life and what is the legacy that I'm trying to build and lead, a reminder of that is the thing that I should be building up towards, not just build and establish some sort of thing, build and establish a legacy where people get to come to know Christ because of what you are doing in this life. So important.
Day by day.
Yeah. And that's the intentionality behind it. I think I mean, that's the key to it, right? And it takes motivation. It takes choosing that, right? It's that, as in Romans chapter 12, it talks about the daily renewing of our minds, right? This is a daily thing. And there's times where that's hard.
Yeah.
It is truly hard. All right, let's talk about this last point because this is where we need to get. We've got about 5 minutes left. I want to make sure that you guys have time to ask questions too. But embrace new leadership as God directs. And of course, we are going to have a new lead pastor here at Connections, which is exciting. Dave is not retiring. I just want to stress that I hope there's not miscommunication of what's happening. Dave's not retiring. He is shifting his position to something different. He's going to be moving into what's called founding pastor. He'll still preach on Sundays, just not as often, probably about 30% of the time. He's still going to run the Connections Bible Institute. He's still going to be doing the Q&A with me. He's still his involvement is still 100% in. So this isn't like we're moving someone out and he's retiring and disappearing and now we're bringing someone in. We're just shifting some things around because it's time. And David's talked about, this is time for new leadership to rise up and continue to move this thing forward. So we've announced it today. Perry is the candidate for our next lead pastor. And I just kind of want to open it up to you guys because I know there are questions about the future. In fact, Layla, why don't we open up the chat too? If you're watching right now live and you have questions too, put them in the comments right now. We're going to try to get to them. There's a little bit of a delay, so hopefully we can get you, put them in now, and we'll have a chance to see them. So I'm going to open this up. What kind of questions do you guys have about the future of Connections and this moving forward with Perry?
One, it's not a question per se, but I really appreciate this level of transparency. I was thinking during the message if I had ever seen a transition like this before, and I think back a long time ago at my first church that I grew up with, I did, but it was like a it was a shift. There wasn't this period of time. And I think, I was kind of asking you like, why is this, why are we taking so long? And I don't know if you want to get into the weeds of the answers that you provided for me, but just one call out. I do truly appreciate this level of transparency. I'm sure it might be kind of weird for those who maybe are tuning in for the first time or second time, right? But I think it's a good thing, right? It's one of the qualities about Connections that drew me here as a church member I feel that this place is real, right?
Right.
I don't always understand, but yeah, that would be my question. Help me and others understand why
we can't just
time.
appoint Perry.
Just shift. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of things. Per our constitution and bylaws, there are rules set in place of how a new lead pastor can come and take over. Because the way that our organization is structured is the lead pastor is the only role that the membership and the partners can vote on. And it's going to take time for us to actually have that vote or whatever. And so what's happening is Dave's going to voluntarily step aside out of that, and now we have to replace it. And it would be great for us to just be like, okay, we're going to move Perry in. But it's something that requires a majority vote per our constitution and bylaws. And so we need to get as many members as possible to come and vote. And once we have the votes in, then we can actually legally shift him into that role. So it's a legal procedure per the Constitution and the bylaws. Now, the reason our timeline is the way that it is just to give people the appropriate time to do their research, ask their questions, actually understand. We know that the average church attender might come 1 or 2, maybe 3 times a month. And they might miss some of the information. We just want to make sure that everybody has all the information that they can. So we put together a timeline that gives us the appropriate amount of time to announce it, then to actually hold the vote, and then once there's confirmation of that vote, then we'll announce it, and then there's an actual set time for that transition, and the transition time is not till May. Right. So it's all a legal procedure because as an organization, as an institution, we do have a framework that is a legally binding thing.
Yeah.
So
could you just talk briefly in case people are questioning, okay, I know this legal proceeding, voting is part of it, but how do I know if I'm actually a member? Can you just speak towards that?
And I think we're getting this question a lot of like,
yes.
I don't know. I've been here for a long time. Am I a member or am I not a member? First thing you can do is just email us real quick. We can confirm in our system whether or not we have you part of it. That would probably be the best step is email connections@my3c.org. If you type it out, connections@my3c, or just go out and fill out a connect card and just put your question in there. Do not put it in the ask a question part because that's an anonymous. We have no idea who you are. But send us a connect card or email us at connections@my3c.org. We'll be able to directly answer and look it up in our system. If not, don't worry because there will be an opportunity or a chance for you to go through our partnership class. It's called Next Steps, and that's going to be available in the month of February. So we anticipate there's going to be a lot of people that will want to sign up for that, and I think we're making a couple different options available. I don't know off the top of my head exactly what they are. But if you go to our website, you're going to see them. It's my3c.org. Click on events, and you'll be able to see everything that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought was, I have seen a huge impact on having Perry as community life pastor, and I certainly don't want that role to waver a bit. And I don't know how we're going to handle that now.
Yeah, so we are in the process of putting together a job description to replace that role. So that role that Perry's operating in right now, we're going to actually be bringing in a new staff member that will take that function to focus on small groups and the guest welcome and all of that stuff. Somebody will step in to do that role. So you can find out more about this actually in our Q&A. Dave and I are going to sit down this week and we're going to talk through all of this stuff. So please tune into that. You can get that link here on our website as well. We are out of time. Hopefully you guys have more questions. Submit those questions at our website, my3c.org/ask-a-question. We'll get to those. Until next time, thank you so much. Know that here at Connections, we love you, but more importantly, Jesus loves you. See you later.